Here we go. Hey everyone, great to see you again and welcome back to Winning the Game of Business Live. Now this morning I saw a post on LinkedIn and in the post there was a statement that really caught my eye. It said, people don't follow your words, they follow your example. People don't follow your words, they follow your example. And I thought, yes, that's the truth. And it's the truth that most leaders might not want to hear because that statement is an uncomfortable reality. Your team is not responding to what you say, your team is responding to what you model. So if your words go one way, but your actions go another, they're going to trust the actions every single time. So today we're going to dig into something that separates good leaders from great ones and great leaders from total disasters. And that is leadership congruence. Leadership congruence. And for me, leadership congruence is alignment between what you say and how you show up. Now, you can read all the leadership books in the world. You can post all the inspirational quotes. You can talk about culture. You can talk about accountability. But if your behavior contradicts your messaging, your people will stop listening. And you'll be left wondering, why aren't they bought in? Why don't they care like I do? Now, let's get really honest. Every business has two cultures. The culture that leaders talk about versus the culture that leaders demonstrate. And a team follows the latter one. Now, here's some examples that I see in coaching every week. You have the owner who says, we value excellence, but they accept shoddy work from themselves. You've got the manager who says, we're accountable here, but then blames the market, the customer, and the economy, everyone except for themselves. You've got the leader who talks about having a growth mindset, but then gets defensive when challenged or resists feedback, or actually shuts down new ideas. Now, that's not leadership, that's theatre. And your team can spot the gap instantly, even if you can't, because your behavior is the loudest part of your leadership. Let's tie this into something you may have heard me speak about before, the leadership drugs, dopamine, cortisol, serotonin, and oxytocin. Really forgot them. Every behavior you show doses your team with chemicals. And here's the thing. If your words say one thing, but your actions say another, you're flooding your team with cortisol. And cortisol is the stress drug because inconsistency is unsettling. Inconsistency makes people feel unsafe. But when leaders are congruent, they're consistent and they're human, that's when your team get a good dose of serotonin and oxytocin. Confidence, trust, and a sense of belonging. Now, you can't fake that with a speech, a workshop, or a motivational quote. It comes from how you show up. So let's make this really clear. Performed leadership looks like do as I say, not as I do. Looking busy instead of being effective. Dodging responsibility. Taking credit and deflecting blame. Preaching values that you don't personally demonstrate. Now, that's not leadership, that's ego in a suit. Whereas real leadership looks like consistency between your words and your actions. Often admitting when you're wrong. Owning the failures and sharing the wins. Being willing to go first. What else? Modeling the behavior that you want to see. Your team doesn't need you to be a superhuman, but they do need you to be congruent. Let me just give you a question. It might sting a little bit, but it's one of the best leadership diagnostics out there. Would you follow someone who behaves the way you behave? Would you follow someone who behaves the way you behave? Not the way you intend to behave, not the way you behave on a good day, not the version of you in your head. I mean the real day-to-day version of you. The tone you use when you're stressed. The way you respond when someone makes a mistake. How you show up when no one's watching. Whether you keep your promises. Whether you role model the standards you preach. Now, if the honest answer is no, or not always, there's good news. Because leadership isn't about who you are, it's who you decide to be. It's who you decide to be. And here are 3 shifts that can change everything for you. And the first shift is to close the say-do gap. If you say it matters, prove it matters. If you value excellence, demonstrate it. If you value time, be on time. If you value accountability, take it first. Every gap erodes trust. Every alignment builds trust. Sorry, excuse me. The second shift is to be human, not heroic. Your team doesn't need perfection, they just need honesty. So try phrases like, I don't know, let's find out, or I messed up and here's what I'm going to do to change, or I need your help with this. That's not weakness, that's leadership maturity. The third shift is go first. If you want a culture of learning, you learn first. If you want a culture of ownership, you own first. If you want a culture of calm, clarity, and focus, you model that first. Culture doesn't start with posters on the wall. Culture starts with you. So here's my challenge to you for this week. Stop focusing on what you say, start focusing on what you signal. Because your team are always watching. They're watching how you show up, how you handle pressure, how you react to mistakes, how you take feedback, how you treat people, how you live your values. And if you want a high performance culture, you have to become a high performance example. Your people don't need the perfect leader, they need a congruent one. So be the leader that you wish you had, and then watch your culture transform. Lead with intention, live with congruence. There we go. So thanks for joining me today. I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place, 3:30 p.m. UK time. You've got your challenge for today. Now go make it happen so that you keep winning this great game of business.